In early December, NASA proudly announced the beginning of a new era. The launch of NASA's newest spaceship, Orion, atop a Delta IV heavy rocket, they said, was the first step in a journey that will take men to Mars. Just about the time I was learning to skate, the place that would one day usher in the extreme in skateboarding was a theme park on a pier in Santa Monica, California that was so cool it was often called the West Coast Coney Island. During its heyday, it could actually go toe-to-toe with Disneyland. I remember going to some pretty cool events there, like the Teenage Fair where the big draw was meeting girls. Hell, the first time I ever made out with a girl was aboard one of these sky bubbles. It was one incredible good time known as
Pacific Ocean Park. Come on and ride the roller coaster down at BOP. Bring the whole family down to BOP. There's lots of fun for everyone at BOP. Pacific Ocean Park. There's lots of rides and slides down at BOP. Mom and Dad and kids all love BOP. Come and flip your lids down at BOP. Pacific Ocean Park. $1.91 is all that you pay. With 40 kinds of fun you can play all day. It's really nice to pay one price at Pacific Ocean Park. Ride the ocean sky ride at BOP. Or eat some cotton candy down at BOP. There's something fun for everyone at BOP. Pacific Ocean Park. Pacific Ocean Park. Pacific Ocean Park. Pacific Ocean Park.
Unfortunately, POP couldn't stand the test of time, and its pay-one-price policy couldn't stave off the creditors. It shut down in the late 60s due to financial woes, and not long after that it caught fire and burned to the pilings. So what does all this have to do with NASA's optimistic announcement? Well, before Pacific Ocean Park became a smoking ruin, it was an inspiration for science fiction and space enthusiasts. Attraction number 7 was one of the first outer space rides anywhere. On it, as we'll soon see, you boarded a simulator that took you where no one has gone before. So, let's get in line and get on board, shall we?
Welcome aboard Spaceway rocket liner Starshine. As we only use artificial gravity in space, you will experience acceleration in the first few moments of blastoff. Starshine to tower, preparing for blastoff.
Tower to Starshine, your launching pad clear. Give readings.
GV 86.5 degrees, fuel 25,000, seatbelts secure.
Lower seats.
Seats down and secure. Commence countdown.
10, 9, 8,
Fuel pump 1.
7, 6, 5,
Fuel pump 2.
4, 3,
Fuel pump 3.
2, 1. Fire.
In a few seconds, our speed will be approaching that of light. Our artificial gravity has been turned on, so although outside we are accelerating rapidly, inside you feel only Earth's normal gravity pull. We are about to enter space warp, where time and space stand still. This permits our ship to span enormous distances in a matter of seconds. In space, everything seems to be motionless. Our ship is now passing out of space warp, and you will see the planet Mars begin to appear on the view screen. We will land on the edge of the polar cap area. There is intelligent life on the planet, and that population lives underground due to the very thin atmosphere. Because of these conditions, you will be confined to pressurized areas while you are on Mars. We are switching off artificial gravity. Be prepared to experience deceleration blasts. Spaceways Incorporated wishes you a pleasant visit on the planet.
There was actually some decent science fiction going on in that ride, particularly given the era. And 5 decades later, well, men are still trying to make it a reality. This, however, will bring it one step closer. It was from atop this structure that they launched the big Saturn V's on their way to the moon.
Feet down, 2.5. Picking up some dust. 30 feet, 2.5 down. Take shadow. 4 forward. 4 forward. Drift into the right a little. Down a half. On back right. Okay, engine stop. Listen, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. I'm at the foot of the ladder. I'm going to step off the limb now. It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
I never thought in my life I'd be standing in the center of it, looking straight up. This is where we went to the moon. In the distance, the first one from...
That's 3 Delta IV rockets strapped together to make a Delta IV Heavy.
And this is the Orion capsule. This is the capsule that is sitting on top of that Delta IV rocket that we saw out there at the launch pad. This is the one that's going to be launched. This is going to carry the first men to Mars.
The first flight of the Orion capsule was heavily advertised as the beginning of a new era and the first step toward the exploration of Mars. It didn't matter that it was to be an unmanned mission that would only last 4 hours. It drew the excitement of a shuttle launch. Everyone flocked to the Cape.
At the Orion tracking station, all part of the global tracking network that will be providing almost uninterrupted telemetry from Orion so that all of its systems can be properly evaluated.
What?
Get in line, order it like in our order pattern. Launch? So, it's like a gear plus.
We'd found a spot on a causeway along the Banana River close to Launch Complex 37B, where the Delta IV Heavy stood. How close?
It says 8.6, and then the Kennedy space itself, they said, was 8.4 miles.
The launch was scheduled for 7:05. At first, everything was perfect. Then, at 7:01, the countdown was put on hold.
You're in a hold at T-minus 4 minutes.
Okay, now I got goosebumps just hearing that. Oh my gosh.
The news went up and down the line. There was nothing to do but wait. Overhead, the Air Force weather chopper monitored the conditions. High winds had stopped the countdown.
Fuel conditions.
Yep, all these people were sitting around waiting for the exact same thing. And that's namely the launch of the Orion capsule up ahead. This is like the gateway to the beginning of Mars. Hey, it's 55 now, so it's still on hold?
Still on hold. Wind violation.
Well, it's 20 to 9 now. We've had one delay after another, but that is essentially the problem with one of these live launches. You come to see the thing fire off, you know, they've got to have it perfect, so it's like, it's kind of like high drama, you know. You go to like the 1 minute left, and all of a sudden you hear, hold. Well, they say in order to launch there, you need a launch window of 9:40. 9:40 is the latest. There's already been a bunch of delays. There was a boat out there that put them on hold. Then there was the high winds that put them on hold. Now it's some sort of valve issue that's putting them on hold. Meanwhile, the clock is ticking. All these folks just sit and wait.
Drive us back.
All right, this is it. Do or die. One last attempt at 9:44.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh well, scrubbed.
Yeah, I can't get the NASA TV to work now, so.
The next flight of Orion won't be until NASA's new mega rocket, biggest ever made by man, is ready for the launch pad. That will take a few years. Over 27,000 people gathered at Cape Canaveral Thursday morning to watch the launch of the Orion spacecraft. 2 hours of nagging problems resulted in cancellation. The next day, Orion took off at 7:05 on the dot. Its 4-hour mission included 2 orbits of the Earth, one taking it higher than any spacecraft built for astronauts has gone since Apollo more than 4 decades ago. Orion was unmanned, but that didn't mean that Captain James T. Kirk wasn't at the helm. He was. Or, at least a boxed Captain Kirk action figure belonging to William Shatner was. The action figure and Shatner's Orion EFT-1 boarding pass was placed in the spaceship's payload by the Star Trek star, who was thrilled to send Kirk back into space.
Come, Josephine, in my new space machine. Come and we'll cast off.
Let's blast off.
Flying through space in a lover's embrace to the Milky Way.
Oh, happy day.
We'll whiz by Saturn and Venus.
Let's hope no saucers have seen us.
Come, Josephine, in my new space machine, and we'll fly away to the moon. See all the folks congregating.
Let's go, the preacher is waiting.
We'll head for Mars and a trip to the stars on our